I stood at the altar, my hands trembling so badly I had to lock my fingers together. Breathe, I whispered to myself. Just breathe. My heart wouldn't slow down. It felt like it was trying to escape my chest. This was supposed to be my moment. My wedding day. My beginning. The music started, soft and beautiful. I looked up, expecting to see the doors open for me. Instead, the doors opened for her. My mother walked in slowly, holding Lily in her arms like she always did. Careful, she murmured to her, loud enough for everyone to hear. I've got you. A wave of whispers moved through the guests. Oh, look at them. She's such a devoted mother. Poor Lily. I swallowed hard. No, this isn't happening. Daniel leaned closer to me. Hey, he said gently, look at me. I can't, I whispered. They're all looking at her. It's just a moment, he said. It'll pass. But it didn't pass. Every eye in the room followed my mother as she walked down the aisle. No one looked at me. Not the guests. Not my father. Not even the priest. I forced a smile. Just keep standing, I told myself. Don't ruin this. My mother didn't even glance at me as she reached the front. She adjusted Lily in her arms and kissed her forehead. You're okay, she whispered. I felt something twist inside me. What about me? I thought, am I okay? Daniel squeezed my hand. You look beautiful, he said softly. Do I? I asked, my voice barely there. Yes, he said. You really do. Then why does it feel like I don't exist? He didn't answer right away. It's just your nerves, he said finally. I almost laughed. No, it's not. The ceremony began, but I couldn't hear most of it. My ears felt blocked, like I was underwater. I kept glancing at my mother. She was smiling, but not at me. I followed her gaze and saw a man sitting a few rows back. I didn't recognize him. He smiled back at her like they shared some secret. Daniel, I whispered. Who is that? Who? He asked. The man she's looking at. He glanced quickly. I don't know. Maybe a family friend. We don't have family friends, I said. He frowned. We'll talk later, okay? Later, I repeated. Right. The priest said something, and Daniel nudged me. Your turn. Oh, I said quickly. Yes. Sorry. I looked at him, trying to focus. I promised to stand by you, I began, my voice shaking. To trust you, and to build a life with you. You don't sound sure, Daniel said quietly, half joking. I am, I said. I just didn't expect this. He nodded. Neither did I. When it was his turn, he spoke clearly. I promise to choose you, he said. Every day. No matter what. Those words hit me harder than anything else that day. Choose me, I repeated in my head. That's all I ever wanted. The ceremony ended with applause, but it felt distant, like it wasn't meant for me. As we walked back down the aisle, I heard more whispers. Did you see the mother? She's incredible. So strong. No one said anything about me. At the reception, it got worse. Guests surrounded my mother and Lily. You're amazing, someone told her. I don't know how you do it. She smiled proudly. You do what you have to for your child. I stood a few steps away, holding my dress. I'm your child too, I thought. Daniel came up beside me. Do you want to dance? He asked. Not yet, I said. I need a minute. He studied my face. You're not okay. I've never been okay, I said quietly. That's not true. It is, I insisted. You just didn't see it. Then show me, he said. Talk to me. I looked at him, my eyes burning. My whole life, she's chosen Lily, I said. Every time. Every single time. That's because Lily needs her, he said gently. And I don't. I shot back. He hesitated. That's not what I meant. But it's what you said, I replied. Across the room, my mother laughed at something the man said. She looked happy. Happier than I had ever seen her. Do you see that? I asked Daniel. See what? She's smiling like that for him, I said. Not for me. Never for me. Daniel followed my gaze. Maybe you're overthinking it. I'm not, I said firmly. I know her. I felt that crack again, deeper this time. Something's wrong, I whispered. Something has always been wrong. Daniel took my hand again. We'll figure it out, he said. I nodded, but I didn't believe him. Because deep down, I already knew the truth. This wasn't just a bad day. This was the moment everything I believed about my life started to break. And I was the only one who could feel it happening. I stood in the corner of the reception hall, watching people move around me like I wasn't there. Smile, I whispered to myself. Just smile. My cheeks hurt from pretending. Daniel walked up beside me. You disappeared, he said. I've been looking for you. I'm right here, I replied quietly. You don't feel like it, he said. I looked at my mother across the room. I never do. He followed my gaze. They're just talking, he said. It's normal. Normal. I repeated. You think this is normal? What do you mean? He asked. I let out a shaky breath. This feeling, I said. Like I don't belong in my own life. He frowned. Talk to me. I hesitated, then said, When I was 8, I had a birthday party. Do you know what happened? He shook his head. No. My mom gave my gift to Lily, I said. She said Lily liked it more. That's not okay, he said. I laughed softly. It gets better. I cried, and she told me to stop being selfish. Daniel's expression changed. You were a kid. I know, I said. But to her, I was always the selfish one. He crossed his arms. That's not fair. Nothing about it was fair, I replied. And it never stopped. What else happened? He asked gently. I stared at the floor. School plays, I said. I always looked for her in the crowd. And? She was never there, I said. But she never missed Lily's doctor appointments. Daniel sighed. Lily was sick. And I was invisible, I snapped. He went quiet. I didn't mean. I know what you meant, I said. Everyone says the same thing. What do they say? That Lily needed her more, I said. That I should understand. And you didn't? He asked. I tried, I said. God, I tried so hard. I looked at him, my eyes burning. I got good grades. I stayed quiet. I never caused trouble. And she still chose Lily, I finished. Daniel rubbed his neck. I didn't realize it was this bad. That's the problem, I said. No one ever does. A group of guests laughed loudly nearby. I glanced over and saw them gathered around my mother again. She's amazing, one woman said. I don't know how she does it. My mother smiled. You just do what you have to. I clenched my jaw. Do you hear that? Hear what? Daniel asked. They think she's perfect, I said. They think she's some kind of hero. Well, she did raise Lily through a lot, he said carefully. And me. I asked. Did she raise me? He didn't answer. Exactly, I said. I grabbed a glass from the table and held it tightly. I used to wait for her to come to my room at night, I said. Just to say good night. And? She never came, I said. But I could hear her in Lily's room every night. Daniel looked away. I'm sorry. Don't be, I said. You didn't do it. But I didn't see it either, he said. No one did, I replied. I glanced across the room again and saw my father standing near the wall, holding a drink. There he is, I said. Your dad? Daniel asked. Yes, I said. Watch this. I walked toward him, my steps slow but steady. Dad, I said. He looked up, surprised. Oh, hey. Hey. I repeated. That's all you have to say. He shifted uncomfortably. It's a busy day. For who? I asked. Because it doesn't feel like mine. He sighed. Don't start this here. Then when? I demanded. When do we talk about it? About what? He asked, avoiding my eyes. About everything, I said. About how she treats me. About how you let her. He took a sip of his drink. Your mother has a lot on her plate. And I don't. I shot back. You're stronger, he said. You can handle it. I stared at him. So that's it? I get less because I can take it. That's not what I meant, he said quickly. It's exactly what you meant, I replied. Daniel stepped closer. Maybe we should. No, I said. I'm not done. I looked at my father again. Did you ever once stand up for me? He stayed silent. Did you? I pressed. No, he admitted quietly. Why? I asked. He rubbed his forehead. It was easier not to fight. I let out a bitter laugh. Easier for who? He didn't answer. I stepped back. I spent my whole life trying to be enough, I said. But I was never even considered. That's not true, he said weakly. It is, I said. And you know it. I turned away before he could respond. Daniel followed me. Hey, he said softly. Come back. Let's just breathe. I've been breathing my whole life, I said. It never changed anything. We stopped near the exit. I looked around the room one last time. My mother was still the center of attention. Lily was still in her arms. My father was still standing alone, pretending everything was fine. And me. I was just there. I thought today would be different, I said. Daniel squeezed my hand. It still can be. I shook my head. No, I said. This is who they are. And you? He asked. I took a deep breath. I'm the one who was never chosen. The words hurt, but they felt true. And for the first time, I stopped hoping they would change. I stood near the edge of the reception floor, my fingers gripping the glass so tightly I thought it might crack. Look at her, I whispered. Daniel leaned closer. At who? My mom, I said. She keeps looking at someone. Where? He asked. I tilted my head slightly. Near the back. Next to Dad. He followed my gaze. Oh, that guy. Yeah, I said. Who is he? I don't know, Daniel replied. Maybe your dad's friend. My dad doesn't have friends, I said flatly. Okay, then maybe a colleague, he suggested. Then why is she smiling like that? I asked. Like what? He said. Like she's happy, I answered. Daniel frowned. She is at your wedding. No, I said quietly. Not because of me. Before he could respond, someone grabbed my arm gently. Hey, a familiar voice said. I turned. Sophie. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. You look overwhelmed. That obvious? I asked. A little, she said. Can I steal you for a second? I glanced at Daniel. I'll be right back. I'll be here, he said. Sophie pulled me a few steps away, lowering her voice. So, you really don't know? Know what? I asked. She looked toward the man again. About him. My stomach tightened. No. Should I? She hesitated. I thought someone would have told you by now. Told me what, Sophie? I pressed. She sighed. That's Victor. Victor. I repeated. Who is Victor? She gave me a look. Your mom's friend. The way she said friend made my chest feel heavy. Friend. I echoed. Yeah, she said softly. That's what they call him. Who's they? I asked. Everyone who knows, she replied. I shook my head. I don't understand. Sophie crossed her arms. He's been around for a while. How long? I asked. A few years, she said. A few years. I repeated. And I'm just hearing about him now. She looked uncomfortable. Your mom didn't want you to know. Why not? I demanded. You really have to ask, she said gently. I stared at her. Say it. She hesitated again. Because it's complicated. Complicated how? I asked. She glanced toward my father. Just, look at your dad. I did. He stood a few feet away from Victor, holding a drink, his shoulders tense. He wasn't talking. He wasn't even looking at them. He knows, I whispered. Sophie nodded slightly. Yeah. And he's just okay with it. I asked. I wouldn't say okay, she said. More like silent. That's worse, I muttered. Sophie touched my arm. I didn't want you to find out like this. Then how was I supposed to find out? I asked bitterly. At another event where I don't matter. She didn't answer. I looked back at my mother. She was laughing at something Victor said. Not a polite laugh. Not the quiet one she used with guests. This was different. Real. Have you ever seen her like that? I asked. Sophie shook her head. Not really. Me neither, I said. I felt my throat tighten. She never smiled like that at me. Sophie's voice softened. I know. Not even when I was a kid, I added. I know, she repeated. I took a deep breath. I need to talk to her. Are you sure? Sophie asked. No, I said honestly. But I'm going to anyway. I walked toward my mother, each step heavier than the last. Daniel noticed me passing by. Everything okay? He asked. Not even close, I said. He frowned. Do you want me to come with you? No, I said. I need to do this alone. I stopped in front of her. Mom. She turned, her smile fading slightly. Oh, there you are. There I am. I repeated. It's my wedding. Yes, of course, she said. You look nice. Nice. I echoed. Victor stepped back slightly. I'll give you two a moment, he said. No, I said quickly. Stay. My mother's eyes narrowed a little. What is this about? I looked at him, then back at her. Who is he? She didn't answer right away. He's a guest. That's not what I asked, I said. She sighed. This isn't the time. It is for me, I replied. Tell me the truth. Her expression turned cold. He's someone who understands me. The words hit me like a slap. Understands you? Yes, she said calmly. And I don't. I asked. She looked at me for a moment, then said nothing. Say it, I demanded. You've never tried, she said quietly. I felt my chest tighten. I spent my whole life trying. That's your perspective, she replied. And what's yours? I asked. That I did what I had to do, she said. For Lily. I asked. For my family, she answered. I let out a hollow laugh. I was never part of that, was I? She didn't respond. Victor shifted uncomfortably. Maybe we should. No, I said again. I'm not done. I looked at her one last time. You couldn't even look at me today. I'm here, aren't I? She said. That doesn't mean anything, I replied. Her silence said everything else. I stepped back slowly. I understand now, I said. Understand what? She asked. That this isn't just neglect, I said. It's something deeper. She crossed her arms. You're being dramatic. Am I? I asked. I glanced at Victor, then at my father, then back at her. No, I said quietly. I'm finally seeing the truth. And for the first time, it felt like my family wasn't just broken. It felt like it had never been real to begin with. I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, my chest tight. Why does it feel like something is about to break? I whispered. Daniel shifted beside me. You're still awake? Yes, I said. Come here, he murmured, pulling me closer. I stayed still. I need air. He sighed. Do you want me to come with you? No, I said. Just rest. Okay, he replied softly. Don't go far. I won't. I slipped out of bed and walked into the hallway. The house was quiet, but it didn't feel peaceful. It felt heavy. Why does this place feel so strange tonight? I muttered. As I walked, I heard voices. I froze. My mother. And Victor. I stepped closer, my heart pounding. What are they talking about? She doesn't need to know, my mother said. My breath caught. Me. Victor's voice came next. She deserves the truth, Elena. Truth. The word echoed in my head. What truth? She's lived this long without it, my mother replied. Why ruin everything now? Because it's already ruined, Victor said. You saw her tonight. I felt my chest tighten. They're talking about me. She's always been sensitive, my mother said. She'll make it worse. Or maybe she'll finally understand, Victor replied. Understand what? I whispered to myself. I stepped forward before I could stop myself. Tell me. The room went silent. I stood in the doorway, my hand shaking. What are you hiding? My mother turned slowly. You shouldn't be here. I should be wherever the truth is, I said. So tell me. Victor looked at her. It's time. She shook her head. No. Yes, he insisted. You can't keep doing this. Doing what? I asked, my voice breaking. What are you doing to me? My mother closed her eyes for a moment. You're overreacting. Stop saying that, I snapped. Just tell me the truth. She looked at me, her face unreadable. You don't need to know. I do, I said. I deserve to know. Victor stepped forward slightly. She's right. Stay out of this, my mother said sharply. I can't, he replied. Not anymore. I felt like I couldn't breathe. Please, I whispered. Just tell me. My mother's gaze hardened. Fine. The words sent a chill through me. You want the truth, she said. Yes, I answered. You were never meant to be mine. The world stopped. What? I whispered. You heard me, she said. No, I said, shaking my head. No, that doesn't make sense. It does, she replied coldly. My legs felt weak. Explain it. Victor stepped closer, his voice softer. You were adopted. The word hit me like a wave. Adopted. Yes, he said. As a baby. I looked at my mother. That's not true. It is, she said. Then why didn't you tell me? I demanded. Because it didn't matter, she replied. It matters to me. I shouted. She flinched slightly, but her expression didn't change. It shouldn't. How can you say that? I asked, my voice breaking. My whole life, you treated me like I didn't belong. She stayed silent. Because I didn't. I whispered. Victor looked at me with pity. She tried, at first. Tried. I repeated. It wasn't easy for her, he said. Stop defending her, I snapped. Just tell me the truth. He hesitated. She never fully accepted you. The words sank deep. I turned to my mother. Is that true? She didn't answer. Say it, I demanded. She looked away. I did what I could. That's not an answer, I said. It's the only one you're getting, she replied. Tears blurred my vision. I spent my whole life trying to earn your love. I never asked you to, she said. That's the problem. I cried. You never asked, and you never gave. Victor stepped in. She was dealing with a lot when you came into her life. I was a baby, I said. What could I have done wrong? No one said you did anything wrong, he replied. Then why wasn't I enough? I asked. Silence filled the room. That's what I thought, I said. I felt like I was falling apart. Everything makes sense now. What do you mean? Victor asked. The distance, I said. The way she looked at me. The way she chose Lily every time. My mother crossed her arms. Lily needed me. And I didn't. I asked. You were fine, she said. I wasn't. I shouted. I was a child. My voice echoed in the room. I needed you, I said, softer now. I needed a mother. She didn't respond. I let out a shaky breath. But you were never mine. The truth settled in, heavy and cold. Victor spoke gently. You deserved better. I laughed weakly. Deserved doesn't change anything. No, he said. But it explains it. I looked at him. Why are you telling me this? Because someone had to, he replied. I turned back to my mother. Did you ever love me? She hesitated. That hesitation was my answer. I see, I said quietly. My legs gave out, and I sank to the floor. This isn't real. It is, she said. I feel like I'm drowning, I whispered. No one moved to help me. No one reached out. And in that moment, I understood everything. I wasn't unloved by accident. I was never loved at all. I stood in the middle of the room, staring at my reflection. Who am I? I whispered. My voice sounded empty. Daniel walked in behind me. You're scaring me, he said. I just found out my entire life was a lie, I replied. I think I'm allowed to be a little scary. He stepped closer. Talk to me. There's nothing left to say, I said. It all makes sense now. What does? He asked. Why she never loved me, I said. Because I wasn't hers. Daniel ran a hand through his hair. That doesn't mean she couldn't have loved you. But she didn't, I said. That's the point. He looked at me carefully. So what now? I turned away and grabbed my suitcase. Now I leave. Leave, he repeated. What do you mean, leave? I can't stay here, I said, opening the closet. Not after this. Wait, he said, stepping forward. You don't have to make a decision tonight. I do, I said, pulling clothes down. If I stay, I'll break. Then we leave together, he said quickly. I paused. No, he echoed. This isn't your fight, I said. I'm your husband, he said. It is my fight. I shook my head. I don't even know who I am right now. How can I be a wife? We'll figure it out, he insisted. I need to figure it out alone, I replied. He grabbed my wrist gently. Don't shut me out. I'm not shutting you out, I said softly. I'm trying to find myself. And you can't do that with me? He asked. I don't know, I admitted. And that scares me. He let go slowly. You're really leaving? Yes, I said. Where are you going? He asked. I don't know, I answered honestly. Anywhere but here. He laughed bitterly. That's not a plan. It's better than staying, I said. I zipped my bag and looked around the room one last time. None of this feels real anymore. It is real, he said. We are real. I want to believe that, I said. But everything else I believed in was fake. He stepped closer again. Then let me be the one thing that isn't. I hesitated. I don't want to hurt you. You already are, he said quietly. The words hit me hard. I'm sorry. I know, he replied. But sorry doesn't fix this. I know, I said again. Silence filled the room. I'll call you, I said finally. When? He asked. I don't know, I admitted. He nodded slowly. That's what I thought. I picked up my bag and walked toward the door. Each step felt heavier than the last. Please don't do this, he said behind me. I stopped for a second. I have to. Why? He asked. Because if I stay, I said, I'll keep hoping she'll love me. And that's a bad thing? He asked. Yes, I said. Because she never will. I opened the door and stepped into the hallway. Wait, Daniel said. I turned back. I love you, he said. My chest tightened. I know. That's not enough, he asked. Right now, no, I said. His face fell, but he didn't stop me again. I walked down the stairs slowly, my grip tightening on my bag. The house felt colder than ever. As I reached the front door, I heard a voice behind me. Don't go. I froze. I turned and saw my father standing there. Dad, I said. He walked closer, his steps hesitant. You don't have to leave. I looked at him, my eyes burning. You knew, didn't you? He didn't answer. Tell me the truth, I said. Did you know I was adopted? He looked down. That's not an answer, I said. Yes, he said quietly. The word felt like another blow. For how long? I asked. Since the beginning, he replied. And you never told me. I said. It wasn't my place, he said. I laughed bitterly. I was your daughter. You are, he said quickly. Am I? I asked. Because it doesn't feel like it. He rubbed his face. I didn't want to hurt you. So you let her do it instead. I shot back. That's not fair, he said. No, I said. What's not fair is living a lie your whole life. He stepped closer. I tried to keep the peace. At my expense, I said. He stayed silent. I needed you, I said. At least you. I'm here now, he said. It's too late, I replied. Don't say that, he said. It's true, I said. You had years to be here for me. I didn't know how, he admitted. You could have tried, I said. I'm trying now, he said. I shook my head. I don't need it now. His voice broke slightly. Where will you go? I'll figure it out, I said. You can't just walk away from everything, he said. Watch me, I replied. I opened the door. Please, he said. Stay. I looked back at him one last time. I stayed my whole life, I said. And it never changed anything. I stepped outside. The air felt cold, but it also felt free. Behind me, the door stayed open, but no one followed. I walked forward, not looking back again. That night, as I stood alone under the dark sky, I made myself a promise. I will never beg for love again, I said out loud. And for the first time, I meant it. I sat on a cold bench, holding my bag close. So, this is it, I whispered. No home, no plan, no one. My phone buzzed. Daniel. I stared at the screen. I can't, I said softly, turning it off. A voice inside me pushed back. You're alone now. You chose this. I know, I replied under my breath. I know. The first few days were the hardest. Do you have experience? A man asked me at a small store. A little, I said. I can learn fast. We are not hiring, he replied. Okay, I said quietly. Thank you. Another door closed. I stepped outside and let out a long breath. Keep going, I told myself. Don't stop now. Hours later, I stood in front of a small cafe. The sign was simple. The place looked warm. Just try, I whispered. I walked in. A woman behind the counter looked up. Hi, she said. What can I get you? Actually, I was wondering if you're hiring, I said. She studied me for a moment. Do you have experience? Not much, I admitted. But I'll work hard. She smiled slightly. Everyone says that. I mean it, I said. I really need a chance. She leaned on the counter. Why? Because I have nowhere else to go, I said honestly. Her expression softened. What's your name? I hesitated. I'm trying to figure that out. She raised an eyebrow. That bad? Worse, I said. She nodded slowly. I'm Clara. Nice to meet you, I said. She crossed her arms. You look like someone who's been through something. I have, I said. And you're still standing, she added. Barely, I replied. She smiled. That's enough for me. I blinked. What? You can start tomorrow, she said. Really? I asked. Really, she confirmed. But don't make me regret it. I won't, I said quickly. I promise. She handed me an apron. Be here at 7. I will, I said. As I walked out, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. The next morning, I arrived early. You're on time, Clara said. I didn't want to mess this up, I replied. Good, she said. Start with cleaning the tables. Yes, I said. She laughed lightly. Relax. I'm not that scary. You gave me a job, I said. That's pretty powerful. She shook her head. I gave you a chance. What you do with it is on you. I won't waste it, I said. Days turned into weeks. Faster, Clara said one afternoon. Customers are waiting. I'm trying, I replied, moving quicker. You're doing fine, she added. Just trust yourself. I'm not used to that, I admitted. Then get used to it, she said. One evening, she sat across from me. Tell me something, she said. What? I asked. Why do you keep looking at the door? She asked. I paused. I guess. I'm used to waiting for someone. Who? She asked. My mother, I said quietly. And is she coming? Clara asked. No, I said. Then stop waiting, she said gently. I don't know how, I admitted. You start by choosing yourself, she replied. I looked at her. No one ever told me that before. Well, I just did, she said. Months passed. You've improved, Clara said one day. Thanks, I replied. No, she said. Really? You've changed. I feel different, I admitted. How? She asked. Stronger, I said. Less dependent. She nodded. Good. I stopped checking my phone every 5 minutes, I added. That's progress, she said. I stopped hoping she'd call, I continued. That's growth, she replied. And I stopped blaming myself, I finished. That's healing, she said. I smiled slightly. You make it sound simple. It's not, she said. But you're doing it anyway. Years passed quietly. One morning, I stood in front of the mirror in my small apartment. Who are you now? I asked my reflection. I looked at my eyes, my posture, the way I held myself. I'm someone who survived, I answered. My phone buzzed again. Unknown number. I stared at it for a moment. Do I answer? I asked myself. I shook my head. No. I set it down. I don't need answers anymore, I said. Later that day, Clara walked up to me. You look different, she said. Do I? I asked. Yes, she replied. Lighter. I feel lighter, I said. She smiled. That's what happens when you let go. I didn't think I could, I admitted. But you did, she said. I nodded slowly. I did. I looked around the cafe, at the life I had built. This is mine, I said. Clara crossed her arms proudly. You built it. No, I said. You helped me start. She shook her head. You did the hard part. I smiled. For the first time, it felt real. I wasn't waiting anymore. I wasn't hoping anymore. I wasn't begging anymore. I was living. And as I stood there, I realized something I never thought I would. I'm not broken, I whispered. Clara looked at me. What was that? Nothing, I said, smiling. But inside, I knew the truth. I wasn't broken anymore. I was stronger than I had ever been. I was wiping the counter when the door opened. Welcome, I said automatically. Is that all I get? A familiar voice replied. I froze. Sophie. She smiled faintly. Hey. I set the cloth down. What are you doing here? Looking for you, she said. I crossed my arms. You found me. Yeah, she replied. Took me a while. Why now? I asked. Her expression turned serious. We need to talk. I glanced at Clara. She nodded. Go, she said. I'll cover. Thanks, I said, then turned back to Sophie. Come on. We sat at a small table. You look different, she said. So do you, I replied. Good different, she asked. Stronger, I said. She nodded slowly. I can see that. I leaned back. So what's this about? She took a deep breath. You need to know what's happening. My chest tightened. About them? Yes, she said. I looked away for a moment. I thought I was done with that. I know, she said. But this matters. Then say it, I replied. She hesitated. Your dad left. I blinked. What? He moved out, she said. A few months ago. I processed it slowly. He actually left her. Yes, she said. I let out a quiet breath. I didn't think he had it in him. Neither did I, she admitted. What happened? I asked. He couldn't take it anymore, she said. Everything with Victor, everything with you leaving. I nodded slightly. So he finally chose something. Yeah, she said. Just not in time. I looked down at the table. That sounds like him. There's more, she added. Of course there is, I said. She swallowed. Lily's condition got worse. My chest tightened. How bad? She's in and out of the hospital, she said. It's serious. I closed my eyes for a second. I didn't want that for her. I know, she said. She didn't deserve any of this, I added. No, Sophie agreed. She didn't. I opened my eyes. And Victor? He's gone, she said. Gone. I repeated. He left, she said. No warning. I let out a short breath. So he just disappeared. Pretty much, she said. I shook my head slightly. That fits. Sophie leaned forward. There's one more thing. I met her eyes. My mother. She nodded. What about her? I asked. Sophie hesitated. She's alone now. The words settled between us. Alone, I repeated. Yes, she said. I sat back, letting it sink in. This is what I wanted, I said slowly. Sophie frowned. What do you mean? For years, I said, I imagined this. Imagined what? She asked. Her losing everything, I replied. Feeling what I felt. And now? She asked. I searched for the feeling. I don't feel anything, I said. Nothing? She asked. I shook my head. Not happiness. Not anger. Then what? She pressed. Just distance, I said. Sophie stuttered me. That's not what I expected. Me neither, I admitted. She leaned back. I thought you'd be satisfied. I thought so too, I said. But you're not, she said. No, I replied. Why? She asked. I thought about it for a moment. Because it doesn't change anything. What do you mean? She said. She still didn't love me, I said. That part doesn't go away. Sophie nodded slowly. That makes sense. And I'm not that person anymore, I added. What person? She asked. The one who needed her, I said. She smiled slightly. You've changed. I had to, I replied. We sat in silence for a moment. Do you want to see her? Sophie asked. I looked up. Why would I? Because she's asking about you, she said. I let out a small laugh. Now she is. Yes, she said. She keeps saying your name. That's new, I said. Sophie leaned forward again. She regrets it. Of course she does, I replied. Does that matter to you? She asked. I thought carefully. I don't know. You don't know, she repeated. I spent my whole life wanting that, I said. Now I don't recognize it. Sophie nodded. That's fair. I don't hate her, I added. But you don't forgive her either, she said. No, I said. Not yet. She watched me closely. So what will you do? I looked around the cafe, at the life I had built. I'll think about it, I said. That's it? She asked. That's enough, I replied. Sophie smiled softly. You're not the same person anymore. I know, I said. And that's a good thing, she said. I nodded. As she stood up, she paused. Whatever you decide, she said, make sure it's for you. It will be, I replied. She gave me one last look, then walked away. I sat there for a while, staring at nothing. This is karma, I whispered. But it didn't feel like victory. It felt like something quieter. Something calmer. Something final. And for the first time, I realized I didn't need her downfall to feel whole. I stood in front of the house, staring at the door. Why am I here? I whispered. A voice inside me answered, because you need to see it for yourself. I exhaled slowly. Not for revenge. Not for closure. Just to see. My hand hesitated before knocking. Do it, I told myself. I knocked. A few seconds passed. The door opened. My mother stood there. She looked different. Older. Tired. Smaller. For the first time, she didn't look through me. She looked at me. You came, she said. I did, I replied. Her voice trembled. I wasn't sure you would. I wasn't sure either, I said. We stood there in silence. Can I come in? I asked. Of course, she said quickly, stepping aside. I walked in. The house felt smaller. Colder. Nothing changed, I murmured. She closed the door behind me. Everything changed. I turned to face her. Then why does it feel the same? She didn't answer. We moved into the living room. Sit, she said. I'd rather stand, I replied. She nodded slowly. Okay. Another silence. I'm sorry, she said suddenly. The words hung in the air. I looked at her. You're sorry? Yes, she said. For everything. I tilted my head slightly. Everything. For how I treated you, she said. For what I said that night. I crossed my arms. You mean when you told me I was never meant to be yours? She flinched. Yes. And now you're sorry, I said. Yes, she repeated. I studied her face. Why? Because I was wrong, she said. About what? I asked. About you, she replied. I let out a small breath. That's convenient. I know it sounds that way, she said. It doesn't just sound that way, I replied. It is that way. She looked down. I deserve that. Yes, I said. She swallowed. I've had time to think. So have I replied. And I realized what I lost, she said. I shook my head. You didn't lose me. She looked up. I did. No, I said. You gave me away without even trying to keep me. Her eyes filled with tears. Please don't. No, I interrupted. You don't get to stop this. She went quiet. I needed you, I said. Do you understand that? I do now, she whispered. Not now, I said. Then. She nodded weakly. I know. No, you don't, I said. Because if you did, you would have been there. I was overwhelmed, she said. I was a child, I replied. She covered her mouth, trying to hold back tears. I waited for you, I continued. Every night. Every birthday. Every moment that mattered. I know, she said. You don't get to say that like it fixes anything, I replied. I'm not trying to fix it, she said. I'm just acknowledging it. That's not enough, I said. I know, she repeated. I looked at her, really looked at her. She seemed smaller than I remembered. Weaker. I used to think if you ever said sorry, I said, it would mean everything. And now? She asked. Now it doesn't mean anything, I replied. Her face broke. Why? Because I already lived without it, I said. Tears rolled down her cheeks. I wish I could go back. You can't, I said. I know, she whispered. We stood in silence again. Why did you come? She asked. I told you, I said. To see. And? She asked. And now I have, I replied. She took a step closer. Is there anything I can do? I shook my head. No. Nothing, she asked. Nothing that would change the past, I said. She wiped her tears. What about the future? I paused. I don't know, I admitted. She looked at me with hope. That means there's a chance. It means I'm being honest, I said. Her shoulders dropped slightly. That's fair. I glanced around the room. Where's Lily? I asked. In her room, she said. Resting. Is she okay? I asked. She's trying, she replied. I nodded slowly. I'm glad you're there for her. She flinched at my words. I mean it, I added. She needs you. And you didn't. she asked softly. I met her eyes. I did. She broke down completely, covering her face. I failed you, she cried. I stood still. I failed you, she repeated. I felt something in my chest, but it wasn't anger. It was distance. I know, I said quietly. She looked at me through her tears. How can you be so calm? Because I already grieved you, I replied. Her expression shifted. What do you mean? I grieved the mother I never had, I said. She froze. A long time ago, I added. Her voice shook. So there's nothing left. I thought for a moment. There's something, I said. Her eyes lit up slightly. What? Acceptance, I replied. Acceptance, she echoed. Yes, I said. Of what happened. Of who you are. And me, she asked. Do you accept me? I looked at her. I accept that you're my mother, I said. Tears fell again. And that's all I can give right now, I replied. She nodded slowly. I understand. I turned toward the door. You're leaving? She asked. Yes, I said. Will you come back? She asked. I paused. I don't know, I said honestly. She didn't try to stop me. Thank you for coming, she whispered. I opened the door. Before stepping out, I said one last thing. I needed you, I said. And you weren't there. My voice didn't shake. Her crying did. I stepped outside. And this time, I didn't feel empty. I felt free. I didn't leave right away. Wait, my mother said as I reached the door. I stopped. What now? Please, she said. Just a little more time. I hesitated. Why? Because I don't think I'll get another chance, she replied. I turned back slowly. Then talk. We sat across from each other. I don't know where to start, she said. Start with the truth, I replied. She nodded. I was afraid. Of me. I asked. Of failing, she said. You already did, I replied. She flinched. I know. Then say something I don't know, I said. She took a deep breath. When we adopted you, I thought it would fix everything. Fix what? I asked. My life, she said. My marriage. Myself. And it didn't, I said. No, she admitted. It made me realize how broken I already was. I stayed quiet. I didn't know how to love you, she continued. You didn't try, I said. I did, she insisted. At first. And then? I asked. Then Lily got sick, she said. I nodded slowly. So I stopped mattering. That's not how I saw it, she said. How did you see it? I asked. I thought you were strong, she replied. Independent. I was a child, I said. I know that now, she said. But not then, I replied. She shook her head. No. I leaned back. You made a choice. Yes, she said. And you chose her, I added. I thought I had to, she said. You didn't, I replied. You could have chosen both of us. She covered her face. I see that now. Seeing it now doesn't change what happened, I said. I know, she whispered. We sat in silence for a moment. I was lonely, she said finally. I looked at her. You had a family. Not really, she replied. Your father and I were already falling apart. So you found Victor, I said. She nodded slowly. He listened. And I didn't. I asked. You needed me, she said. He didn't. That's not an excuse, I replied. It's not, she agreed. Then what is it? I asked. It's the truth, she said. I studied her face. You chose the easy path. Yes, she said. And I paid for it, I added. Yes, she whispered. I exhaled slowly. At least you're honest now. It's all I have left, she said. I looked down at my hands. Do you regret it? Every day, she said. Even now? I asked. Especially now, she replied. I nodded. Good. She looked at me, surprised. Good. Yes, I said. You should feel it. I do, she said. Then don't expect me to take it away, I replied. I'm not asking you to, she said. Then what do you want? I asked. She hesitated. A chance. I shook my head. For what? To be part of your life, she said. I looked at her carefully. You were part of it. And I ruined it, she admitted. Yes, I said. But maybe I can. No, I interrupted. Not like before. She went quiet. I don't hate you, I said. Her eyes lifted slightly. You don't? No, I said. But I don't need you anymore. The words felt steady. True. She nodded slowly, tears forming again. I understand. That's my truth, I added. I accept it, she said. I stood up. I should go. Wait, she said softly. Can you see Lily? I paused. She's been asking about you, she added. I nodded. Okay. We walked down the hallway. My steps felt slow. Are you ready? My mother asked. I don't know, I said. She opened the door. Lily lay in bed, pale but awake. She looked at me and smiled weakly. You came? Yeah, I said. I did. She motioned for me to come closer. Sit. I sat beside her. You look different, she said. So do you, I replied gently. She laughed softly. Fair. We stayed quiet for a moment. I heard everything, she said. What do you mean? I asked. That night, she replied. When Mom told you. I nodded slowly. Okay. I wanted to say something, she said. But I didn't know how. You don't have to, I replied. I do, she insisted. I'm sorry. I looked at her. For what? For everything, she said. For taking your place. You didn't take it, I said. It was given. But I kept it, she replied. You were a kid, I said. So were you, she said. I smiled faintly. Yeah. I didn't understand back then, she said. And now? I asked. Now I do, she replied. And it hurts. It's not your fault, I said. It still feels like it, she said. I shook my head. Don't carry that. She looked at me carefully. Do you hate me? No, I said immediately. Really? She asked. Really? I replied. She let out a small breath. Thank you. I looked at her, really looked at her. For the first time, I didn't see a rival. I saw someone who had also been trapped. You were trying to survive too, I said. She nodded. We both were. I smiled slightly. Yeah. She reached out weakly and held my hand. I'm glad you came. Me too, I said. Will you come again? She asked. I don't know, I admitted. That's okay, she said. I stood up slowly. Rest. I will, she said. I walked back into the hallway. My mother stood there, watching. She's strong, I said. She is, my mother replied. So am I added. She nodded. I see that now. I walked toward the door again. Goodbye, she said softly. Goodbye, I replied. This time, I didn't hesitate. I stepped outside. The air felt different. Lighter. Is this what healing feels like? I asked myself. A quiet voice inside me answered, yes. I took a deep breath. I let it go, I whispered. And for the first time in my life, I meant it. Something inside me finally settled. Not perfectly. Not completely. But enough. Enough to move forward. Enough to live. And enough to finally feel free. I stood outside the cafe before opening hours, holding my keys. New day, I whispered. New life. Clara's voice came from behind me. You're early again. I turned. Habit. She smiled. Good habit. I unlocked the door. Feels strange sometimes. What does? She asked. This, I said. Everything working out. She stepped inside. You earned it. I don't know about that, I replied. She crossed her arms. I do. I laughed softly. You always say that. Because it's true, she said. We started setting up the cafe. Coffee beans are low, she said. I'll order more, I replied. See, she said. Responsibility. I rolled my eyes. Don't make it sound dramatic. It is dramatic, she said. You used to not care about anything. That's harsh, I said. It's honest, she replied. I paused. Yeah, I guess. She watched me for a moment. You really are different now. How? I asked. You don't flinch when someone says your name, she said. I thought about it. I used to. All the time, she said. I leaned on the counter. I don't notice anymore. That's healing, she said. I nodded slowly. I think so too. The cafe filled slowly with customers. Good morning, I said. Same as usual, a man asked. Yes, I replied with a small smile. Clara leaned closer. You see that? What? I asked. You're talking like you belong here, she said. I do belong here, I replied. She smiled. Exactly. Later that afternoon, I stood by the window during a quiet moment. You okay? Clara asked. Yeah, I said. Just thinking. About what? She asked. I hesitated. My wedding day. She didn't interrupt. I remember standing there, I said, thinking it was my moment. And? She asked gently. It wasn't, I said. She nodded. No. I used to think that day broke me, I continued. And now? She asked. Now I think it showed me something, I said. What? She asked. That I was already alone, I replied. Clara folded her arms. That's not the full truth. I looked at her. Isn't it? She shook her head. No. What's the full truth then? I asked. You were surrounded, she said, just not seen. I stayed quiet. That's different, she added. I exhaled slowly. Maybe. She pointed at me. Not maybe. Definitely. I smiled faintly. You always correct me. Someone has to, she said. I laughed. Fair. Days passed. Life became routine. Stock delivery tomorrow, Clara said. I'll handle it, I replied. You say that like it's nothing, she said. Because it is now, I said. She nodded. Look at you. I leaned against the counter. What? Running a cafe like it's normal, she said. I guess it is normal now, I replied. She smiled. You've come far. I didn't think I would, I admitted. That's the thing about rebuilding, she said. You don't see it happening. I nodded. It just happened slowly. Exactly, she said. One evening, I sat alone after closing. Clara passed by. Still here? Yeah, I said. Just staying a bit. She sat across from me, thinking again. Always, I replied. About her? She asked gently. I didn't need to ask who. Yes, I said. Do you still hurt? She asked. I thought for a moment. Not like before. What's different? She asked. I don't wait anymore, I said. She nodded. Good. I used to think waiting meant hope, I added. And now? She asked. Now I think it meant staying stuck, I replied. She smiled softly. That's growth. I leaned back. I still remember everything. You always will, she said. That's the part one don't like, I admitted. She shook her head. It doesn't have to disappear to stop controlling you. I looked at her. You make it sound easy. It isn't, she said. You just make it look easier now. I laughed quietly. That's new. Weeks turned into months. One morning, I caught my reflection in the cafe glass. I stopped. Who are you now? I asked myself. The answer came without fear. I'm me, I said. Clara walked up behind me. Talking to yourself again. I guess so, I replied. "What did you say?" she asked. I smiled. Nothing important. But it was. Later that day, I received a message. Unknown number. I stared at it. Clara noticed. Problem? No, I said. You're lying, she replied. I sighed. Maybe. Want to talk about it? She asked. I shook my head. Not anymore. She stuttered me. That's new. I nodded. I don't need every door open anymore. She smiled. That's confidence. I think it's peace, I said. She raised an eyebrow. Fancy word. I laughed. Feels right though. That night, I closed the cafe alone. I locked the door and stood outside. The street was quiet. I looked up at the sky. I used to think I lost everything, I whispered. A pause. But I didn't, I continued. I thought of my mother, my father, Lily, Daniel, all of it. I just left the wrong place, I said. I took a slow breath. And I found the right one, I added. I turned toward home. My steps were steady. Not rushed. Not afraid. Just mine. And in that moment, I understood something I had spent my whole life searching for. I wasn't waiting anymore. I wasn't begging anymore. I wasn't broken anymore. I was living the life I chose.